And we were far enough off the coast that part of the training was going back into the jungle, we called it, into the woods and dampness and back in there and swamps and everything else. And we had to take a tent with us, or our own tent, and then join in my partner's tent. The two of us would sleep back in the woods, or that's where we'd be sent on that type of training.
Okay.
And it served later when we landed, were put ashore on Saipan, why we learned how to put our tents together and sleep together and things like that.
Okay. Okay. Now where were you when you were learning to move the airplanes? Were you in Mississippi?
A buck private.
I mean, where were you? Were you in Mississippi?
Well, always, that was Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 From there, from Mississippi.
From Mississippi, I was transferred to Fort Sheridan in Illinois.
Okay.
And from there, we had additional tests on what we could do, and they decided I should be into the Air Force in a bigger scale, and I was transferred from Illinois to Tacoma, Washington, where the B-29 was being built.
Okay.
It was a Boeing aircraft factory. Had a Quonset huts alongside of the factory, where aircraft or Army personnel stayed and slept, and worked in the factory, or we didn't work. We watched the aircrafts being assembled. And as a result, why we also were getting training on mock-up controls, and we had to master those, which would be starting engines and releasing brakes and pretending you're taxiing and things like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So by the time you got to Washington, to the Boeing, how much time had passed? From your induction to Washington. I mean, when did you probably? Oh
gosh, I was probably a year at least.
A year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'd spent time in St. Pete, Mississippi, and Illinois, and then to Washington. Then I was transferred from Washington to Clovis, New Mexico. Clovis was being built as a big air base.
Okay.
And the 29s that were being built in Washington were flown down to Clovis.
Okay. Okay.
And I rode one of those down to Clovis, New Mexico,
okay.
along with all my gear. Okay. And that's where I serviced aircraft.
Okay.
Servicing means putting gasoline in the wings and things like that.
Okay. Okay.
Or just cleaning out the inside of the craft.
Okay.
Maybe we had to make some repairs on some of the radar equipment, which just snaps in and snaps out. Get a new piece there, and it's everything was built so that it could be quickly replaced.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That was what was interesting.
Okay.
We learned how to fill the bomb bays with bombs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And mock stuff it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing serious.
Right. Right.
But how to operate the elevators to pull stuff up into to fill a bomb bay is what it amounted to.
Right.
I remember those exercises because the little trucks would come up with the stuff on them and back up, and then we'd have to roll it in and pull it up into the bomb bay. And, that took up a lot of training there. At the same time, all of us had learned how to start the engines on the aircraft. One of the things you do on aircraft like that is walk the propellers through to get all the oil moved around and everything like that. And then you stand behind, and the man in the cockpit gets a signal that we're ready, and we have a fire extinguisher in our hands for stack fire if it occurs on the starting of an engine.
Okay.
So that